My very first film was made in college and was really a way of getting out of writing a term paper. I wanted to express really my thoughts that were coming out of my studies in political science, but I didn't want to have to write the 100-page thesis, so I made a documentary instead.
Papa, Papa.
I knew I wanted to do a story about immigration, and I wanted to do it through my dad's life, but I was searching for a way to kind of expand that and to twist that and to do that kind of a film in a really new way. And then I started to think about it, and I said, wait, the potato in Spanish is papa, father is papa. The potato came from the Andes, which is Peru now. That's where my dad comes from. They're both of Inca origin. They both ended up in America. They both have changed. So I just went one after another and said, wait a second, this is pretty interesting. There's two sort of very strangely parallel histories here. And so almost as a threat to my professor in college, I said, hey, you know, what if I do a film about the potato and my dad? And he said, sounds good.
I visited the Incas' place up at Machu Picchu. They knew how to handle potatoes way back then. They had good irrigation. They terraced the mountains. They knew how to preserve them, how to store them. They had all this information years ago.
And the potato went from being an Inca food to being the French fry and the potato chip. And so I sort of tell these two stories back and forth. My dad grew up pretty much dirt poor in Lima, Peru, came to the United States, worked in factories, went to the army, kind of the American dream, right, kind of climbing up, and now is middle class, sent his kid to college, and his kid comes home with a video camera saying, I'm going to make a story about your life and compare it to the history of the potato. And I think this is the worst possible outcome of his struggle.
In Peru, there's a certain discrimination against el cholo. The cholo is a phrase that you use against somebody who has Incan blood. Many times when you want to put a person down, you say, that person is a cholo. You know, and they use it on me quite a bit.
You know, the sort of key muse of the film, the key sort of thing that I was looking at was that my dad, as a kind of Peruvian couch potato, was in America using the TV to kind of reverse migrate home, was the sort of idea, is that he's in America every night watching Spanish language TV 6 hours a night, 7 hours a night, in order to make some contact with the place he left far behind. All of my work across mediums has to do with immigration. And so Papapapá really was the first step I took in that path. You know, it was where I started to play with technology and digital imaging as a way to show this kind of cross-border, this kind of post-national place that I think immigrants are constructing. What I'm trying to do by using digital imaging, by using these new techniques to tell new immigration stories, is to say, no, immigration is really the central thing that's transforming the country today. It's something that's going to change the future of this country as well as the countries that are sending so many people. So there's something that's very complex and very urgent that's going on. And in order to make it seem urgent, in order to make it seem contemporary, I need to use what I think of as contemporary visuals, contemporary techniques to update, you know, to press refresh on the audience and to say, no, this isn't yesterday's story.